it's Rachel here again. How many of you have seen the July broadcast on JW Broadcasting? Bit more dishonesty there. Anthony Morris did a segment about the organisation and what's going on at the moment with construction and consolidation, merging of congregations. And what he said really showed the dishonesty of what was said back in 2015, when near the beginning of the year they streamed a meeting for elders about the local design construction committee meeting and the plans that they had for the following year. Now, during that meeting, they introduced this whole new the local design construction, I think I've got that right, which would be replacing the regional building committees. And they looked at how this would work and what kind of plans that they would have for the buildings, the design of the buildings, being a very commercial kind of style. It was quite a lengthy and involved meeting that was for elders. And at that meeting it was stated that, and I've actually written it down in my notes from at the time I listened to it, the brother said that overcrowding in the kingdom halls is impacting meeting attendance and restricting growth. So from that, one got the idea that, the kingdom halls are absolutely bulging at the seams, that you'd turn up to attend a meeting and find you couldn't find a seat. That's the impression that was given. And then people would be turned away, or people were put off going because they knew they wouldn't find a seat, so therefore restricting growth, as the brother said. However, the branch meeting that was held in the United States, that's previous to this meeting, did point out that Bible studies were down. So I don't know where they thought all this growth was coming from, this growth that they were having to turn away. I'm not really sure. At that time, the plan was to build about 1,300 brand new kingdom halls in the United States and refurbish another 1,600 in the United States alone. And they wanted to accomplish this within 5 years. This was the plan, the big plan. And, there was a lot of hoo-ha and excitement about this. And it wasn't long after, I think it was in May 2015, where Stephen Lett appeared on JW Broadcasting and spoke about the plans the organisation had, and that there was more money going out than there was coming in. And, if they were to accomplish these goals that they had for the coming years, then they would have to have more funds coming in. So it's funny, in that broadcast he spent about half an hour talking about how Jehovah's organisation does not solicit for funds, and I think quoted Russell right from the early days, who said the same thing, but he pretty much spent that whole time soliciting for funds, indirectly. Okay, and following that May broadcast, donations did increase a little bit for the following 2 months, but then I think they settled back down. And then, of course, came the pledged donation arrangement, where the governing body it was so lovely, they cancelled all those debts, all those loans that needed to be repaid for kingdom halls all around the earth, only to replace it with a pledged monthly donation, which would be at least the amount that those congregations would have been repaying in their loans. But of course now it's just like repaying a loan indefinitely, forever. So all this cash coming in for this grand plan, building all these kingdom halls and refurbishing all these kingdom halls in the United States. And of course they talked about building beyond borders, I think they called it, giving the impression to people who were donating their dollars that this money was going into not only construction in the United States because of all this tremendous growth, all these people flocking to the Kingdom Halls and not finding anywhere to sit, and also building Kingdom Halls of a reasonable standard in other countries around the world. But has any of this really happened? Doesn't really seem to have come through, has it? In the July broadcast, this current broadcast, 2017, Anthony Morris talks about the local design construction group, the work that they've done around the United States. And lo and behold, they find that when they look at a lot of Kingdom Halls who have, perhaps seating for 200 to 250, they're only at half to 2/3 capacity. At every meeting, there is about 1/3 of the seats that remain empty. Doesn't sound like overcrowding to me, does it? So what they decided to do is to best utilise dedicated funds would be to merge congregations. There might be a Kingdom Hall that's servicing 3 or 4 congregations. It might have, say, 200 seats in it, but at every meeting only 100 seats are filled. So there's like 300 seats per meeting unfilled. Did I get that right? Maybe not. But, a lot of empty seats. So they've gone to blending the congregations, cutting them back maybe from 3 down to 2, so that more seats are filled at the meetings. So it really is quite a different scenario to what was told back in 2015, where they said that overcrowding was impacting the meeting attendance and restricting growth. I think that was a bit of a lie. You can't really say that Kingdom Halls are overcrowded if you could have a Kingdom Hall that's got 200 seats and 6 congregations of 20 people each. Oh, it's overcrowded. 6 congregations have to use that Kingdom Hall. Oh my goodness, that puts people off going. What? But, actually it wouldn't, because there'd be more choices, more times that people could go, like studies or whatever, or interested persons, and plenty of seats at each meeting. So anyway, when you look at it like this, it just seems like it was more of an excuse for a huge money grab. That's what it looks like. I don't know what you think, but you really can't believe anything much that the governing body says about the organisation. I mean, the statistics clearly show that it's in decline, negative growth in a lot of Western lands, including where I am in New Zealand. So, I'll say goodbye for now. Bye.